interview series here at the Muldoon Center, where we interview alumni of the entrepreneurship minor here at John Carroll. Our guest today is Leah Berdysz, an alumnus of the class of 2017. Leah, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Andrew. It's a pleasure to be here.
Could you give the viewers a bit of background about yourself, where you're from, how you wound up at John Carroll, and what you're up to now?
Absolutely. So I grew up in Twinsburg, Ohio, which is not too far from John Carroll. I knew I wanted to be at a school that had smaller classes because I didn't want to be just a number. And being at John Carroll, I definitely was not that. And I am really glad for the individualized attention that was able to be given by the smaller classes. I also wanted to be somewhere with a faith base. So John Carroll was just really a good fit for me because of all the different things they had to offer, as well as its beautiful campus. And I majored in exercise science, and then I minored in entrepreneurship, which obviously is why I'm here today. Really enjoyed both of the programs a lot. And then when I graduated, wasn't really sure exactly what I wanted to do. But I had quite a few opportunities as I worked multiple jobs while I was at John Carroll. And then I decided to start my own business, which is called Empowered and Poised. It's a girls' wellness and empowerment program. We work with youth, tween, and teen girls to help teach them social skills and help them to become healthier socially, mentally, and physically. And that started actually the same week that I graduated from John Carroll. On my cap, it actually said Empowered and Poised, which is really cool. And then from there, I decided to go back to school and got my master's in social work from Case Western. And I now work at Warrensville as the school social worker for pre-K through fifth grade, which I'm loving, as well as running my business on the side.
Thank you for all that background on yourself. What drew you to the entrepreneurship minor during your undergrad years?
Sure. So what drew me to the minor was that I was able to finish it in 2 years. So it wasn't until later in my college career that I decided to actually tack on a minor. And I was really interested in business. I actually thought I was going to be a business major, but when I took my first econ class, I quickly realized that wasn't really the route for me. I wanted to be a CEO, I said, and this actually allowed me to be a CEO, but in a more creative way that was more fitting for me. And I really loved just the classes. They were really engaging and hands-on, and so that's what drew me to the minor.
In what ways has the entrepreneurship minor best served you in your role at Empowered and Poised?
So really one of the main things is that the people that are connected to the entrepreneurship program care about the business and about me as an individual and succeeding. And I'm really grateful for that. People like Doan Winkle, Tom Bonda, Jackie Schmidt have all been a really great influence in my life. And I'm really thankful for all the support that they've continued to give me past my graduate years. And that is something that I think makes this program different from many others, is that connection that you continue to have even when you graduate.
Yeah, we do have a lot of great faculty here at the entrepreneurship program.
We sure do.
How did the minor impact your realization of your purpose or help you discern an answer to the question of what do you want to be when you grow up?
You know what's really interesting, Andrew, is they continue to ask the question in every entrepreneurship class. If you were to start a business, what kind of business would you start? And I always said something that dealt with helping girls and empowering them with their health and wellness. Never did I actually think I would start my own business. But I think continuing to be asked that question over and over did help me to realize this is something that I'm passionate about. So when I got out into the world and realized that there wasn't a job that was specifically for me yet, and I was still growing into who I was, I said, guess what? I could start a business, and now is as good of a time as any other because I don't have a family yet. And I knew I wanted to have a family, and just being in those classes and being empowered to know that I could do whatever I set my mind to within reason. If I was solving a problem, that I could make it work. And so for that, I'm very grateful.
That's some great stuff. I got one last question for you here. If you had to make a pitch for why a John Carroll student should be a part of the entrepreneurship minor, what would it be?
Do it, do it, do it. I am so grateful that I was a part of the E minor at John Carroll. It afforded me so many different opportunities and experiences. And like I said, continued support even past graduation. For example, I did Immersion Week, which was a week-long pitch competition. We came up with an idea all week long, and then we had to pitch it. And I think that the skills that I learned from being in front of a panel of judges and having to pitch something helped me with my confidence, my speaking skills, I've learned a lot about creativity and how you can continue to improve that skill, just like a muscle or any other subject. And I also learned how to be a problem solver even better than I was before. And so for that, I'm very grateful. And I think that no matter what your major is, that it is a great pairing with the minor to learn life skills that can help you with any career choice you have.
That sounds like a great pitch to me. Leah, thank you so much for your time and sharing your experience with the entrepreneurship minor with us.
Thanks again for having me, Andrew.